I got a call from Michael Jackson, who I did not know. He was a fan of a movie I made called An American Werewolf in London, and he was intrigued with the idea of turning into a monster. So I said I'd be very interested in doing a theatrical short, because the short is no longer part of the theatrical package in the US, and I thought, gee, I could exploit the celebrity of Michael Jackson and bring back the short. So we agreed to do a 15-minute film, which is essentially a two-reeler. In fact, one of the little-known things about Thriller is that we took the original tracks and completely changed them, and remixed them. So about, I don't know, 20% of it is like the record, and the rest of it's all new, using the same tracks. And then, of course, I brought in Elmer Bernstein, who composed some scary music for the movie, too. So it was a real theatrical thing. I mean, that was our intention. And CBS Records was not interested in giving him any money. The album Thriller had been already the most successful album of all time. It sold like 11 million, I've forgotten, some huge number, and had been #1 for over a year, and now it was number 4 or 5. He had had big hits, and it was on the downturn of the album. So Mike said, well, I'll put up the money. And I thought, Michael, it's too much money, and we figured out it'd be about $500,000, because this was a union shoot, a huge makeup call, and I insisted the dancers have 2 weeks rehearsal, and this is all pretty expensive. We raised the money by selling an hour to a cable channel, Showtime, which was, the hour would be the 15-minute short after a theatrical release, and then a 45-minute making of, which we started to call the making of filler, because we had to figure out how to fill out that 45 minutes. The bottom line is we opened theatrically in Westwood here at the Avco with Fantasia, did huge business, and the buzz and the excitement around this little video clip thing was so huge that CBS then said, well, you know what, we think we should put it on MTV. And we went, wait a minute! And in fact, MTV paid to have it. The most important thing to remember about that, in terms of historically, is the album went back to #1 and tripled its sales. So it went from being the most successful album of all time to 3 or 4 times the most successful album of all time after already a year in release, and it proved the power of the music video to sell records, and that's really made MTV.